How you doing, man? How was your workout? Is everything good, man? Are you guys still friends?
Man, that's the love of my life.
You know what? You guys, you've always been so cool to me. What's next for you? What's happening? It's just,
I love you, man. God bless you.
hey, it's good to see you, man. I'm rooting for you guys.
Is this your day?
Is this my day? Of course, absolutely.
I love that.
This is my girl.
Yes, and you came out.
Oh, the preacher-producer Devin Franklin just made it official with his trainer bae, Maria Castillo, at the Merge Awards. Baby, they hit that red carpet hand in hand, and Devin even called her his girl right there in front of everyone. Yes, hun, it's been over 2 years since the man split from Meagan Good, and now he's letting the world know he's got himself a new boo. Devin and Maria showed up looking all color coordinated, matching outfits and everything, like they planned to steal the show. Baller Alert didn't waste a second asking Devin if Maria was his date for the night, and he was quick with it, saying, "This is my girl." Oh, and he made sure to break it down for everyone. This ain't no casual fling. He said calling her his girl means commitment, and he's ready to speak on it. Then Maria jumped in, all hard eyes, saying, Devin is not just fine, but that he's always thinking about others, and his faith is front and center. That was her green flag. Social media went wild for this duo too. Folks are out here saying, she's adorable, and they look amazing together, with one commenter adding, I'm happy for him and her, period. Another fan said, it's something special when a man claims his woman in public. The wishing them the best. You know what? I love it. A fourth fan chimed in, right there in the comments. Devin's whole explanation just Mazdi Maria feel extra special, you can tell. Now, let's rewind to earlier this year when whispers started swirling about Devin and Maria's romance. She's a celebrity trainer, honey, and they had folks connecting the dots. Back in September, Devin posted a video of himself ATVing through the stunning Mexican landscapes. And guess what? Just days later, Maria was out here posting videos from the same spot, climbing mountains and living her best life. She even wrote, "Meet me at the mountaintop," in her caption. Oh, and don't miss the detail. They were following each other on Instagram at the time. Now, let's not forget Devin's past with actress Meagan Good. They tied the knot in 2012 after meeting on the set of Jumping the Broom back in 2011, where Devin was the exec behind the scenes while Meagan was on screen. Connection was real and fast. Engaged in no time and married just months later. But after 9 years, Devin filed for divorce in December 2021. And by June 2022, it was official. Since then, we know Meagan has been spotted with actor Jonathan Majors. But baby, we all remember that love story from the start, don't we? So, Meagan Good and Devin Franklin were married all the way until the back half of 2021. For those 9 years, they were basically number relationship goals, inspiring fans left and right. They even co-wrote a book back in 2015, The Wait, a powerful practice for finding the love of your life and the life you love. In it, they kept it real about waiting for the right one, letting love grow naturally, and staying celibate until marriage. Devin said on the Tamron Hall show that holding off on sex was key to building a solid foundation for their marriage. And you better believe they were always showing each other love on social media and in interviews. So when those mushy posts just stopped, and the couple announced their split, everybody was blindsided. They dropped the bombshell through a statement to USA Today, and fans were left shook. This was the same couple who posted all those sweet anniversary tributes on Instagram, celebrating 9 years together in June 2021. Who saw that coming? So, Meagan Good was clear. Marrying Devin Franklin was the best decision she ever made. But later, the two told USA Today, "We have decided to go into our futures separately but forever connected." They assured everyone there was no blame game here, just two people who realized they might be better apart. Still, they both looked back on their years together as husband and wife with a lot of gratitude. Now, According to legal docs ET got their hands on, Devin was actually the one to file for divorce back in August, though they didn't let the public know until December 2021. The official reason? Irreconcilable differences. But honey, Megan's Instagram stories at the time suggested things weren't quite as peaceful as they wanted folks to believe. She posted, "Start making people understand it's a privilege to be in your life," and followed it up with, "Healing isn't pretty." That split really hit both Megan and Devin hard. Divorce is no walk in the park, and both of them felt that pain deeply. In a March 2023 interview with Essence, Megan opened up about how much she struggled with the end of her marriage. She said, "It's nothing that I would have ever chosen, and when I realized that it was happening, I was devastated." The Think Like a Man actress even wondered if this was part of some divine plan, saying, "I thought, this is me, Lord." Megan said, "To the best of my ability, I did everything I could." She poured her heart into her marriage, but this was where it all ended, and she couldn't quite wrap her mind around why. It was tough for her to accept that her relationship with Devin was crumbling, but she knew she had to do what was best for both of them, even if it hurt like hell. And it wasn't just her feeling that pain, Devin was going through it too. According to Yahoo News, Devin admitted on The Breakfast Club that he'd cry himself to sleep some nights. The whole thing was that painful, but he knew he had to face the hurt head on. As he told the Huffington Post, "That pain is a teacher." Devin said he had to sit with it, let himself feel it, rather than just trying to push past it. And here's the twist. Megan had a major support system from her Harlem co-star Whoopi Goldberg. Now, Whoopi's been through divorce herself. 3 times no less, so she knew how to guide Megan through this heartbreak. During a January 2023 appearance on The View, Megan got real about how much Whoopi helped her through that rocky time. She said, "I have to give you your flowers." Megan shared that Whoopi was not only kind and compassionate, but really had her back, always looking out for her and the other women on set. She didn't go into specifics about their heart-to-heart talks, but whatever Whoopi told her made a huge impact, helping Megan find her way forward, even if it meant going her own way after Devin. So, how's Megan Good holding up after her split from Devin Franklin? Baby, she's been on a journey. Megan told Essence, "It's nothing that I would have ever chosen. And when I realized that it was happening, I was devastated." See, her biggest fear was following in her parents' footsteps, getting married and then splitting after a decade together. She used to say, "I'm never getting divorced, good or bad. I'm here to stay. I'm your person, you're mine, and that's it." But life had other plans. Even with all the heartbreak, though, she's found a silver lining. She admitted, "Then there was excitement. I get to start life all over again, in my prime, with so many incredible things happening in my life and in my career. I get to do this again." Now, despite what some fans might be wishing, it looks like Jonathan Majors could be part of this new chapter for her. And Megan's got her old cousin Skeeter co-star Robert Richards standing up for her too. In a recent TMZ interview, he clapped back at folks judging her relationship with Majors, telling everyone to ease up on the criticism. Looks like Megan's got a fresh start, supportive friends, and her eyes on the future.
Coretta Scott King, you know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know, I'm not, I shouldn't have gone out, I'm sorry.
All right, y'all, buckle up because the tea is scalding today. Word on these streets is that Jonathan Majors is brushing the dust off his career. And baby, now that he's back on track, he might have tossed Megan Good to the curb. Yes, Sis, after she allegedly held him down, cleaned up his reputation, and even came out of pocket to cover his rent, clothes, and his kids' school fees. Megan cannot catch a break. But let's jump right into this hot mess, shall we? Now, I know some of y'all are thinking, we saw this coming a mile away, and honestly, same. According to a popular social media insider, it looks like Jonathan is ready to move on, even if Megan isn't. Folks have been clocking the cracks in their situationship since back in June. Remember their awkward red carpet appearance at the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards? Jonathan snagged the Perseverance Award, but he was looking mad tight-faced while Megan was out there serving solo poses for the cameras. Oh, and let's not forget that viral moment when Megan hugged up on Michael Ealy right in front of Jonathan. Baby, the audacity. Did y'all peep Jonathan's face though? He looked pressed. And the gag is, after that hug, Megan tried to peep his reaction, but Jonathan straight up ignored her like she wasn't even there. It was giving big-time Trouble in Paradise vibes. Fast forward to now, and word on the grapevine is they've officially called it quits, or at least Jonathan has. While he's off in Canada filming a project that's supposed to be his big comeback, Megan is left picking up the pieces. Allegedly, now that Jonathan's career is back on the upswing, he doesn't need her anymore. Oof, the disrespect. And let's not act like Megan didn't put herself all the way out there for this man. Sis reportedly covered his bills when he hit rock bottom after that whole messy situation with his ex, Grace Jabbari. Y'all remember that drama, right? Grace claimed Jonathan hurt her during an altercation caught on camera, all because she found a text on his phone that read, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you, the ghetto." And now, after all Megan did, this man is just done? Somebody get Megan a glass of wine because she deserves way better than this. Ooh, y'all let me break this mess down because it's as juicy as it is tragic. So, according to Grace Jabbari, she and Jonathan got into it over his phone allegedly. Sis tried to snatch it. And that's when Jonathan supposedly pried her fingers off, grabbed her arm, twisted her forearm, and even struck her head just to get his phone back. The drama. But through all of that, Megan Good was front and center, 10 toes down for her man. Sis even showed up to court, holding his hand like she was starring in a rom-com. Talk about loyalty. Now, Megan wasn't just sitting pretty at the trial. She was out here listening to Grace's testimony and the prosecution dragging Jonathan's name through the mud. Word is, Megan thought Grace and the prosecutors were serving up grade A nonsense because it didn't match what she knew about Jonathan. And let's be real, Megan wasn't here for those messy text receipts the prosecution kept throwing around either. Apparently, she believed Grace was the one playing puppet master, being manipulative and controlling during her relationship with Jonathan. The wild part? Folks said all this courtroom drama actually brought Megan and Jonathan closer. Can you imagine? Reports even claimed the two were crying together during the trial's closing arguments. A whole emotional roller coaster. But then bam, the hammer dropped. Jonathan was found guilty and sentenced to up to a year in prison. And if that wasn't bad enough, Hollywood said, "Boy, bye." Marvel Studios snatched back his role as Kang the Conqueror, cutting him loose from the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. They weren't done, though. He also lost his spot in the film adaptation of The Man in My Basement, got booted from consideration for the 5th season of that Otis Redding biopic Otis and Zelma, and left us all wondering about his involvement in Spike Lee's The Understudy. Oh, but it didn't stop there. His management team at Entertainment 360, gone. PR team, ghosted. Even the US Army hit pause on a campaign featuring him, and MLB's Texas Rangers erased him from their 2023 ads like he never existed. Baby, Jonathan's career hit the skids hard. And let's not forget when the checks stopped rolling in, somebody had to keep the lights on. And guess who stepped up? Yep, Megan. She wasn't just cleaning up his reputation. She was paying the bills, reportedly covering everything. Rent, utilities, groceries, you name it. She was swiping her card. Sis was out here playing girlfriend, PR agent, and sugar mama all at once. And for what? Allegedly, just to get discarded once Jonathan's life started looking up again. Make it make sense, y'all. She was also allegedly paying child support for Jonathan's young daughter from a previous relationship. It gets worse, y'all. According to sources, Megan even covered the bill for their dog's training. Yes, you heard me right. Sis was out here footing the bill for Fido's obedience school while Jonathan was busy trying to rebuild his image. Ain't that a trip? Like, not only was she holding down the household, the man, and the drama, but now she's out here paying for a pup to sit and stay? Baby, the math is not matching. If this ain't a case of ride or die gone wrong, I don't know what is. Megan was doing the most. And it's looking like all she got in return was a whole lot of stress and a man who dipped the minute his stars started aligning again. The audacity! Somebody sends me a vacation and a new book, stat Megan pays for everything. They really wanted this dog, and she got stuck paying the $75,000 training bill. Like, that's crazy. And honey, let me tell you what else the source spilled. They claimed Megan wasn't just footing bills and training the dog, no ma'am. She was out here doing everything short of hand-feeding Jonathan his meals. According to the T, Megan was all in for this man, even when it wasn't reciprocated. Baby, she was giving him wife energy, while he was out here allegedly giving her situationship vibes. The source even went on to say that Megan's friends were side-eyeing her hard for how much she was sacrificing. Sis was practically a one-woman support team, and people in her circle were like, "Girl, what are you doing?" But Megan, she kept riding for Jonathan like he was the second coming. If this ain't the definition of love blindfolded, I don't know what is. No one knows what Megan sees in this guy. If things keep up this way, she may not be able to pay her mortgage. The streets are talking. And the word is that Jonathan played the ultimate PR card by getting with Megan Good. I mean, think about it when he was fighting those charges in court. Dating Megan, who's adored by the Black community, was a whole move. Folks are saying their relationship wasn't just romantic, it was strategy. Megan's lovable image and respect in the culture helped smooth over Jonathan's public perception, especially among his Black fans who were side-eyeing him after the allegations. But now? Now that his career seems to be back on track, Sis is allegedly getting the cold shoulder. And if the rumors are true, Jonathan's about ready to chuck the deuces and dip. The audacity! Can you imagine how Megan must feel? Not only has she gone through the ringer for him, but this whole situation is looking really embarrassing. Like, she stood by this man when everyone, including her own friends, was warning her, "Girl, don't do it." And now this? Baby, if this isn't a cautionary tale, I don't know what is. Megan deserved better than to be somebody's rebound or damage control plan. Somebody pass her the crown, because she's out here acting like a queen for a man who wasn't even worthy of the throne.
How have you kept your relationship or started a relationship in the midst of all of this?
Well, I won't get into how it started, but what I will say is the support that we've been able to give each other, the pouring into each other, the honest conversations, the love, the respect, just the care and the thoughtfulness. It's been really wonderful. And yeah.
Did any friends advise you, like, he's in the middle of legal troubles, why don't you wait a beat? Why don't you wait to see how everything kind of shakes out?
Yeah, every friend advised me.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Megan wasn't about to let folks drag her without clapping back just a little. Sis defended her choice to date Jonathan, saying something along the lines of, "You can't help who you fall in love with." We've all heard that one before. She basically let it be known that her heart was leading the way, not the peanut gallery. Megan also added that she believed in standing by her man during tough times, because that's just the kind of woman she is. Baby, the loyalty was loud, but it's giving, did he deserve it? She really put her reputation on the line, defending Jonathan when the world was ready to cancel him. And now, with these breakup rumors swirling, it's like, where's that same energy from him? Sis might have been following her heart, but this situation is proof that sometimes love needs to come with a warning label. At the end of the day, one thing I know is that I can always look in the mirror when I trust my spirit, when I trust God, when I ask God, and when I move to the beat of my own drum. I can always look and say, okay, I'm proud of that. No matter whatever happens, I have peace in my heart and I have harmony in my heart. I take everyone I love's opinion into account, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live my life. I want to be responsible for the choices I make and want to live the life that I want to live. Megan really should have taken her friend's advice on this one, y'all, because it's looking like Jonathan is allegedly doing exactly what they warned her about. Ain't it wild how you try to see the best in someone, only to end up with the same old story? And let's not forget, a lot of folks are side-eyeing how quickly Megan jumped into this situationship with Jonathan after leaving her last relationship. For those who don't know, Megan was married to Devin Franklin for nearly a decade. Their marriage stayed in the headlines because Devin was out here constantly defending Megan from the Christian community's critiques over her fashion and style. Y'all remember that, right? Every time she rocked something a little spicy, the church folks had a lot to say, and Devin was always her first line of defense. But word is, the weight of all that protecting may have taken a toll. In December 2021, Devin filed for divorce, and later, the two shared a joint statement confirming their split. They said something like, "After much prayer and consideration, we have decided to go into our futures separately, but forever connected." Real classy, but you could tell there was more to the story. So, after almost a decade with Devin and everything that came with it, Megan turns around and ends up in another messy situation. Sis really needs a break from these toxic entanglements. Somebody give her a self-care retreat and a year of peace, because this ain't it. Oh, now that's some real tea right there. So Devin later came out and admitted that he was devastated after the divorce. And not just in the usual way, he said he cried himself to sleep every night. Woo, that's deep. I mean, we all know breakups hit differently, especially when you've invested so much time and energy into a relationship. But to hear Devin speak about the pain so openly, it hits differently. It almost makes you wonder what really went down behind the scenes. Was he hurt by Megan's decision not to start a family? Or did he feel like he was fighting battles on multiple fronts protecting her from backlash while trying to hold their marriage together? Either way, the man was clearly broken up about it. So for Megan to bounce from that heavy, emotional split straight into another situation that's got all these red flags, it's hard to ignore the pattern. Maybe she was looking for healing or something different, but it's looking like she may have walked right into another storm. The fact that Devin was so affected shows just how real the love was. And now we gotta wonder, did Megan ever fully process that pain before jumping into a whole new drama with Jonathan?
Mentally, I'm doing much better, but the process to that, like I can sit here before all of you and have this interview and be calm and introspective and all that, but that comes from a process, I mean, there are nights, I'm crying myself to sleep. There are moments when I've been angry, but I've allowed myself to feel whatever I felt in order to heal. Because in my experience, when I'm like not facing what I'm feeling, then I'm trying to find something else to help me get through the pain.
Anonymous sources painted a picture of Jonathan that was not cute, volatile, difficult, and a whole mess behind the scenes. So naturally, people were side-eyeing Megan for getting involved with him, knowing all of this was public knowledge. Like, sis, why are we leaving one challenging relationship just to sign up for a whole new one with a resume like this? It's giving, girl, you deserve better. Volatile, controlling, intense, physically intimidating, and sometimes aggressive, it gets even darker. So this whole volatile reputation Jonathan's been carrying, it didn't just stay in the theater scene, it followed him straight into Hollywood. Production staff have been speaking up, and let me tell you, their descriptions are dangerous. Some of them have described him as both physically and verbally intimidating on set. Imagine working with someone who makes you feel unsafe, not just with their words, but with their whole presence. Yikes! And it doesn't stop there. One woman even came forward saying that Jonathan's volatility reached a whole new level when he allegedly strangled her. Yes, you heard that right, strangled. This isn't just bad behavior. It's downright scary. The fact that this kind of energy has been allegedly showing up across multiple relationships, with one person even coming forward to say she was physically harmed, it's no wonder people are shook by his past. No one should be out here using their power to intimidate and harm others. This man's history is more than just messy. It's straight up dangerous. And another woman allegedly described her relationship with him as emotional torture. Oh baby, hold up! Jonathan's whole situation just keeps getting messier and messier, doesn't it? Right before he started dating Megan, he was in that whole situation with his ex that landed him in prison for a year. Sis really missed all these red flags, huh? It's mind-blowing because you can't tell me Megan didn't know at least a little bit about his history before diving into this. I mean, it's not like this man's issues with women were a secret. He had a whole track record before she even got involved, but somehow she still chose to ride for him. And then let me just hit y'all with this during Jonathan's ABC interview after his conviction. He called Megan his Coretta. Yes. You read that right. He referred to her as his Coretta, which is a reference to none other than Coretta Scott King, the wife of Martin Luther King Jr. Now, the audacity. Jonathan compared Megan to one of the most respected women in history. It's giving a little too much if you ask me, but here's where it gets even spookier. That line from Jonathan felt like an eerie echo of a phone exchange between him and Grace, his ex. There was this moment, reportedly, where Jonathan told Grace, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you," right before everything went left. So to hear him call Megan his Coretta after all of this, it's almost like he was projecting some twisted narrative on her, putting her on a pedestal that she never asked for, while simultaneously dragging her down into his own mess. Baby, this whole situation is giving off toxic, manipulative vibes from top to bottom. How did Megan not see this coming? Where in audio evidence, Jonathan was heard lecturing Grace, using Coretta Scott King as a reference on how she needs to behave.
Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama's wife.
I know, I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm sorry.
You said it. Jonathan out here treats his women like props, just using them for whatever serves his narrative. And it's really starting to feel like that's what he did with Megan. I mean, after she practically carried him through his mess, paid his bills, cleaned up his image, and defended him when everybody else turned their backs, he just dips. That's some nasty work right there. How do you go from depending on this woman for everything to acting like she was nothing once your career got back on track? It's low-key heartbreaking and hella disrespectful. Now, the question is, did Megan bring all this on herself? Some people are saying this whole relationship was giving contract vibes from the jump, like she was just another stepping stone for him to rebuild his career. And maybe that's where the disconnect happened. While Megan was out here pouring all her heart and loyalty into the relationship, Jonathan might have been looking at it like a business transaction. He gets the cleanup and she gets, what? Her heart is broken? But y'all, you know how we do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Jonathan really played Megan? Or do you think she should have seen the writing on the wall? Was this a genuine relationship or just a situation for him to get back on top? Drop your thoughts because this tea is hot and I'm all ears.